Make sure. Okay, so YouTube we on, Facebook we on. I'll get Twitter going later. The boy said trade digs for Odell. Got somebody on the line already. Get them in. Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? We here, man, on this Monday, coronavirus. Hopefully everybody's safe. But had to do a show, man. Hey JaVale, they can hear you, bro. They can hear you now. Um, but welcome to the Ball Hawk Show, man. Welcome everybody that's on YouTube, Facebook. I'm gonna get Twitter going soon. Um, hopefully everybody's safe. We can still talk sports because there's a lot of movement going on right now in the NFL. We here for it. We got to talk about March Madness being canceled. Got to talk about the NBA season being postponed into the playoffs. We got a lot we got to cover. So, JaVale, what's up, man?
Yeah. What's up, Hawk? How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. What's good with you?
Good, man. Maintaining, man. We maintaining, trying to stay out the way. Hope everybody's safe. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with this
Bob Money, what's
pandemic
good?
that we going through.
Yeah. I feel you on that, man. It's like I said, hope everybody's safe. Shout out to my sponsor, Ava Insurance. If you need home, business, auto, life insurance, go holler at Ava Insurance. You might want to make sure you got insurance right now. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you hit up some grocery stores, get you something to eat, because you never know when they're gonna shut something down, man. But we here. So first, man, we gotta start. We gotta talk about March Madness being canceled. I know a lot of folks at their jobs. I know a lot of folks that were ready to bet money on their favorite team, having a Cinderella season, got dismissed before the conference championships could truly be completed. A lot of them got shut down. I know in ACC, Florida State was awarded as the tournament champs, even though they didn't win the tournament. And there is no March Madness this year. So, JaVale, what's your thoughts on that, man?
I don't know, man. I guess they're doing it for for the good. Want to keep everybody safe. I wish they could have held off a little while longer instead of canceling it. Just to see what's going to transpire. I mean, another 6-7 weeks or so. School doesn't let out for most schools until mid-May, so forth. So I wish they had held off for a couple more weeks. But I guess once the NBA shut down, when Rudy's situation came, I guess it was just a matter of time before everybody followed suit and shut down as well.
Yeah, man. I think, it's just one of them things is where you don't want to, what they say, panic, but you just got to be smart because you don't want to be that one team organization, somebody that's getting caught out there and, people truly getting affected and sick. And I think the thing that really made people kind of believe that it was true was when somebody like Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, those guys got infected. We know Tom Hanks and his wife got infected, but I think they were outside the country. But when it started hitting closer to home, I think more and more people starting to believe that the virus is real. Not saying that you're gonna be paranoid and truly quarantine yourself, but you got to do something, man, until all these tests come and you can truly test folks. I just see Idris Alba now has coronavirus. He put on Twitter. So the thing about this virus is that you don't have any symptoms. You don't even know that it's almost like The Walking Dead. Like everybody got it until they die. If anybody watched The Walking Dead, everybody's infected, but it takes over your body once you die. So that's what makes, I guess, the corona so difficult right now. And that's why you see people up in arms. I work in the school system and, we're shut down for 2 weeks here in Charlottesville. So everybody's being very cautious. They don't, like I said, they don't want to be that one person that don't take it serious and something serious happen and then it hit the fan. So I don't know, man. But moving right along. Also, what you think about the extra year eligibility possibly that they're flirting with proposing and how that should work?
I like it. This is kind of once in a lifetime thing. I like this. This has never happened before. And there's a lot of especially for the seniors, who didn't get a chance to play in the tournament. I think it would be good, but in the NCAA, you know, they, you know, they can do what they want. So I mean, they can make it happen easily. You know, if they wanted to, and you know, give those kids an extra year and add you know, a couple more scholarships per team, you know, just for next year. But you know, I mean, it's all going to come down to you know what they want to do. I would think if they left it up to the you know the coaches and the athletic directors and the deans and chancellors, you know, of each college or university, you know, to vote on it, I think that would be a good thing. So you know it just wouldn't be a stipulation put out there by the NCAA. There would be other people, you know, for say colleges, universities who would have an input on the situation.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. I just want to know, you know, how they're going to figure out offering this extra year. Like, is it to teams that you knew were going to the tournament? Is it all the teams in the spring? Like, everybody's year wasn't cut short. Like, some of these teams' season was over. Like, unless they won a conference championship, but if they were already eliminated, like, do you provide that service to them? Like, I just want to see how they get it worked out. And you know, you will see some, if it works out, where does the money come from? Because that's an additional scholarship. So is the NCAA you know, supplying that money to the university? Because like I said, it's an extra scholarship. Where is the money going to come from? So that's why I'm interested to see how that all work out. So my man Mike Gibson says 53 confirmed cases in Virginia right now with the coronavirus. Somebody said CAA basketball official. Chris West said a CAA basketball official tested positive. So yeah, it's real. But since we talking about the coronavirus in sports, we got to transition to the NBA because the NFL, we got a lot we got to discuss about the NFL. But the NBA, Rudy Gobert tested positive for the coronavirus. Then Donovan Mitchell tested positive. Then a gentleman I think played for the Pistons, I want to say, tested positive. The NBA canceled the rest of the season, but they're going to have the playoffs from what I'm understanding. Damn, how's that going to work? Because there was some teams that was ready to make a push, and it's a wrap now. You think the NBA overreacted, or they had to basically do what everybody else is doing?
No, I mean, I don't think it was overreaction. You know, I believe that I don't think really until the past, you know, week or so, people really didn't take it, you know.
Kima, what's up, dog?
Because you see LeBron had came out when they had first discussed, you know, playing in empty arenas. You know, he was against it, and then you know he had to do the PC thing and you know come back and change his opinion or his view on it. But I feel that you know they were going
that trade was crazy, Blue.
In empty arenas.
We're gonna talk about that
for a couple of weeks until you know Rudy you know tested positive. I would just be curious, like, is the NBA?
Yeah, D-Mac, that's not Arena League championship.
Is it up to the player to get himself tested? Is something that the NBA is mandating? You know, because if you can go 10 to 14 days, you know, with having this virus before you even know about it, you know, you look at all the teams that played the Jazz in that 10 days, and then all the teams that they played in those 10 to 14 days. So
yeah,
you know, I just be curious as you know as to see. But I mean, it was a good thing that only Rudy and Donovan were the only two out of all the players, you know, and the coaches and the staff of the team. But I don't know, man. It's just funny. You know, my lady's a nurse. My pastor works in the healthcare field, and you know, I mean, basically, this is a situation where you know nobody really has any answers, and I think that's why it's so scary because nobody really knows. And you know, most viruses, you know, other than HIV virus, you know, your body just has to work it out itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And especially when there's not any vaccine for it at the time, you know. So I mean, you know, I was upset about, you know, the cancellation, you know, of the college tournament, you know, especially with, you know, Virginia coming on strong, you know, the last month and a half and was ready for the NBA playoffs. But, you know, when you step back and you know, you think about it, you know, at the end of the day, I think the right decision was made on all counts.
Nah, I feel you, bro. And this makes me want to ask this question now the NBA regular season is done. Who is the MVP? Who is the MVP? Did Bron supersede Giannis in these past 2 weeks? And Giannis got hurt, and then the league shut the season down. So who's the MVP now?
If it comes to that vote, I think it's probably going to be Bron, just because, like you said, the way he played, you know, the last 2-3 weeks of the season, especially playing the Clippers and playing the Bucks, you know, it's you know the old adage they say, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish.
Yeah.
And I think if you think about who finished the end of the regular season, even though it was cut short, LeBron finished the season the strongest.
Yeah, 205, you off mute, man. Whenever you're ready to talk, just let us know. If you want to call into the BallHawk Show, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, 760-695-1106 is the number. If you can't get through, write in the chat, and then I'll ask you to DM me your phone number, and I'll call you directly from my switchboard. Darian, you off mute too, fam. We ain't got to the NFL just yet. We just talking about the NBA and NCAA canceling the season, and then who you think should be the MVP. So what y'all guys got to say?
MVP, I think I'd be Bron to me. I like Freak. He did do some good things throughout the whole season, but like he said, who matter who ended strong. I think Bron has put his case up.
All right.
And who?
That's Terry. That's Mr. Alabama himself.
That's me. That's Terry. You already know it.
Hey, Darian, what's up, man?
Hey, what's happening,
huh?
Killer?
Hello? Don't make me Deontay Wilder you. Hello? The cat got your tongue?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. 540, you off. I think that's
white beat in real quick.
I think that's Rob calling. I think that's Rob off the other 5. Yep, that's Rob. There we go. Go ahead, Darian.
To me, I mean, who has the best record in the league still? Again.
I think Milwaukee. Right? I think they still had it. Yeah, I think they still had it.
I think Giannis still gets it.
You think Giannis still get it? All right.
I think he does. I think Giannis still gets it, G. I know Rob about to come in here with his LeBron pom-poms on, but
whoa, whoa, damn. Yo,
but I already know, like I said, oh boy, he just did it again. I mean, I don't know what you want.
D-Mac, I got to talk about the XFL too, dog. I got to talk about that too. Appreciate that, man.
And it ain't like you can't say it's just on the East that he's beating. He's beating teams on the West too as well.
Thank you for reminding me about that.
I mean, it's all around good team, and the fact that he's leading it is what it is. We still want a consistent Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Even though they got the best record in the West, I'm cool with that. You got the second, I guess, to everybody's opinion, probably the second best player in the NBA right now, which would be Anthony Davis. You know, to everybody's opinion. I mean, you're supposed to be doing what you're doing, but I mean, you still 2-1 on the Clippers. So, and every time the Clippers get lined up on you, y'all won that one, but them other two, LeBron, you ain't really show up like that. So what are we doing? You know, I just say, you know, to beat a man, got to beat the man. That's just me personally. So I stick with Giannis.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rob. I know Rob got something to say.
Oh, me? About LeBron?
I mean, about the MVP race. Who you feel, since they cut the season short, who should get it?
Which Rob? Yeah, I mean, which Rob you talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Rock.
Oh, you said Rock. Oh, you thought it was Rock. No, that's Rob. No. That's why I laughed. I was like, damn, I don't remember Robert ever. You know,
no.
You knew. I was about to say, you know, something I don't know. Hey, so
when we start talking about the NFL, I'm gonna start getting that Rob.
So check this out. Check this out, man. I feel like I disrespected these group of men and organization and league. XFL also, they stopped. They ceased operation for their season. I was enjoying their season. I was enjoying the product. I was enjoying seeing guys competing. So it's bittersweet.
You mean the AAF?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the AAF, but you know,
the AFL.
I mean,
the Arena Football League.
I mean, yeah, all that. I was just sad that the
It's
season
all
got
the
cut
same.
short. It was fun though. It was definitely
Yeah, it
fun to
was.
watch. Cam, what's the
was
boy Cam from Virginia Tech, the receiver? Damn, what's his last name? He was killing. He was killer Cam out there.
Yeah, he was killing it. Yeah, he was.
He was killing the little quarterback. Was killing a little black quarterback that was in camp with the Colts. He was killing. Yeah, it was some good stories, man, and guys really getting that look and that respect that they need to get their name out, you know, in the wave as far as boosting interest. And I want to see when camp comes around if a lot of those guys are invited to camp. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it was bittersweet to see that they had to cancel the season. They was getting around. I think their biggest crowd was like 28, 29K. It was never 30K, but still, I mean, they was getting. I know DC people were supporting them, and I was watching them around here. I watched all their games. I enjoy watching DC.
Not to change the subject, I know we get around to it later, but you notice what we're doing right now. Everybody's now turning to ESPN 30 for 30. And I'm only going to say that the power and impact of sports around the world is being told and sold every day of the week. And only a few people like yourself, Paul, can actually carry the show when things aren't live. And we'll get to that later on. But like I said, the impact between March Madness and all that stuff ceases. The amount of money that's literally lost because of these guys when they refuse to pay at a lot of levels, they're going to learn. They have learned. They're going to keep learning the rest of this summer. But I'll make sure I get that tabulation all together for y'all when it's all said and done. When I say sports, the game is all business.
Hey, I got a question. Since you up here, you see y'all ACC people.
Cam
who
Phillips.
do y'all think
That's right.
y'all are?
Cam Phillips.
Y'all can't. I mean, for real. Y'all the last one to go ahead. Well, I'm sorry. The Big East was the last one to cancel their little tournament. Well, for y'all to pick a winner outright, we all know daggone well that's not how these little tournaments work. And then go for Florida State at that. I mean, just to disrespect.
I think that was only because they finished the regular season as the number one seed.
What's up, baby?
I mean, I think they fell in line with what the Ivy League did, but they men and women as well. They just gave it to the regular season champ because somebody had to be the automatic bid. You know what I'm saying, for each conference when it came to Selection Sunday, which was supposed to be yesterday. So I think that was the only reason. That was the only reason that happened.
Oh my God! Anybody else from Florida State though, man? As a Florida fan, I just don't appreciate that y'all would really go and give Florida State, knowing that they don't win nothing. They're probably not gonna win past the second round.
Everybody, he's a Florida
and
fan.
Then waste our time.
He's a Florida fan, everybody.
So
that's why he feel like this.
I just felt disrespected.
Oh, we know you did. We know you hated that. We know you hated that.
He used to go and actually play against at halftime. I was like, come on, fam. What was the point? You know, and I think that's why I shouted you out and I shouted Rob out, because y'all always talk about the players need to take care of themselves before we're worried about the NCAA, anything about the NCAA. Because we all know that NCAA is about $1. I mean, their bottom line, which is always going to be the dollar.
Yeah.
And that's
what do you?
Crazy.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Hey, what do you think? What do you think happens with the Olympics? Would they push it back to next summer, or they'll just wait another 4 years?
Hey, Jamil, I got something for that.
Go ahead.
My homeboy, he runs for Belize. We run track for Belize, and he told me that right now it's pending that they're gonna push it back to 2022. They just haven't made the decision on it yet, but that's my little insider scoop on it.
Got it.
Get that money. So
that's where the Olympics is going. Hello?
I'm just calling Beam. I'm calling Beam. So yeah, I couldn't put him in the waiting room. I just had to call him straight out. There you go. What up, Beam? He couldn't get through.
What's going on, man?
And man, what you got to say about you're a basketball guy. What's your thoughts with the NBA and then the the MVP race now that is cut short?
I mean, my feelings hurt right now. When the basketball season,
Yeah.
start there. I mean, but for me, ain't no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, LeBron James is the MVP in my eyes due to the fact that he's playing out of position. He's affecting the game in all areas. You know what I mean? He's doing something that nobody said he would be able to do. He's the number 1 seed in the West. You know, and and I don't think people want to give him credit for that. I spent too much time trying to knock him for something. I mean, in the past, I have been, I've dissected his game, but at the same time, I mean, seeing what he's doing right now, year 17, and leading this group in a powerful Western Conference, they take it from him, man. I mean, he's the number 1 seed in the West.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because they always said that LeBron did so-and-so in the East. The East is weaker. Now he done flipped to the West, led the league in assists, base average of double-double 25 and 10, number 1 seed in the West. Now the narrative is, well, he got Anthony Davis. He should be able to. But before the season, the Clippers was the talk.
But at the same time, though, when you look at his the 2 games versus the Clippers and versus the Bucks, he took on the challenge of guarding the best players. And I mean, that's something that he ain't getting credit for that either. You know what I mean? Like in the past, people talk trash about his defense. I mean, but at the same time, he took on the best players of those 2 teams.
That's real.
Nothing against Giannis. Nothing against Giannis. And nothing against Giannis, but I think everybody kind of over-exaggerated the fact that when he had the first game of the season, he came out to hit 4 threes. Everybody kind of still riding that wave. And I mean, realistically, he ain't shot the ball that well to be really hype on him like that. I think he's having like a Westbrook type season where, okay, yeah, he's coming back after
he did it before.
Again. But I mean, realistically, right, we've seen this before, but like at the same time, did his game really improve? I would say from a jump shot standpoint, no, man. Like, I mean, the people still leaving him wide open. And then I still feel like if LeBron was in the West, Giannis would still be the second. He would be the second best. I mean, LeBron was in the East right now. Giannis would be the second best player. I mean, and when KD comes back, Giannis still will be the second best player.
Ooh.
So
that's a snap of that spot.
You know what I'm saying? And when KD comes back, Giannis still gonna be the second best player. So I mean, realistically, I can't really hype him up too much because he still ain't got that jump shot, man. I mean, he look like when he shooting from the top of the key, he look like he playing a game of 21. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody out there.
He's shooting the game for the dot and for the game winner.
Right. If he's your best player.
Here's my thing.
If
like,
he's your
are we gonna kill him for attempting those, or would you rather him have be like Ben Simmons who doesn't attempt at all?
I'd rather be like Ben because him shooting is just like not attempting them. It don't amount to nothing.
I mean, but at the same time, you gotta kill him because he's taking wide open jump shots. Like, you gotta say something. I mean, he's taking warm up jump shots. Like nobody's out there. Like Chris Paul looked at him and just like, I ain't coming out there. If you the MVP, if you a star-studded player and you are playing on the perimeter as the MVP, you get a wide open look. That's gonna be money. Like if it was anybody else, we'd be killing them right now.
Like Rondo, we used to kill Rondo for that. Shoot that little broke ass jumper.
Right, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, you said we call him the best player in the league, and the best player in the league is left wide open. I mean, wide the hell open. And he's taking uncontested jump shot. And he's missing. You got guys in the league. You got guys who are out of the league right now because they can't make a jump shot.
So when people say that LeBron got Anthony Davis, should those same folks take away the MVPs that Michael Jordan got with Scottie Pippen?
No.
I knew that was coming. I knew.
No, not at all.
Like we kill people. We kill people for having help and still doing what they're doing. Like
we should be taking away Shaq MVP when he played beside Kobe. Majority of these guys who start playing, they had somebody who was beside them.
That's true.
I mean, my
I
thing with LeBron, man, I can't use the Anthony Davis line because everywhere he's gone, he been that dude. It don't matter who there. Like he getting you 25 to 27. Now he giving you 10. And he in year 17, 35, like all the things that everybody said he would do to fall off. And he right there where Anthony Davis falls scoring. I mean, you could give it to Giannis too, but I just want the folks who give it to Giannis, make sure you're not one of those people that was dissing Bron saying, oh, he did it in the East. The East is weak. Because the East still weak. It's better, but it's still weak compared to the West. It's better. Yeah. But like Beam said, yo, if MVP, how many MVPs you leave wide open shooting jumpers? That's a great point.
That's true.
I'm on the perimeter.
Chris Paul, yeah, Chris Paul deserves some credit.
OKC won't supposed to be nothing this year.
Yeah, I was the first one. I was the first one, yes, sir.
They number 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They took out Houston from that spot. So,
yeah.
I mean, what we doing?
Yeah.
I mean, CP is wondering where you went.
Hey,
Hard look crazy.
Hey, well the thing is, you do know what that set up though, right?
You said what?
Hold on. Who played each other in the first round? Is it 4 and 5 that played each other in the first round? It's not 5 and 6, right? It's 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 and 5. OKC would play Utah. I think Utah got the 4th spot.
Damn, they always stay 4th to 5th, right there.
Well, I don't know. Coronavirus is differently, but
man, here you go. Oh man.
But like I'm saying, I mean, nothing against Giannis. Nothing against Giannis though, but until he show up in the playoffs for me, you know, I mean, he just built for 82 games.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is, you know, a lot of people, and I see my man Corey in the chat, he's saying that the East leads the West in wins and losses. I recall when LeBron had the Cavs with the best record in the league and nobody respected the East still. Like, we got to realize we set a huge precedent that we don't want to acknowledge for Giannis that we did for LeBron when it comes to being the best. If you're going to be the best, then your scrutiny is going to be a little different. But we don't want to do that to Giannis for some reason if we consider him the best in the league, like everybody's saying. Like, they don't give him that same energy. It's like they give him passes or caveats in a sense. It's like what Beam said. It's like when Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double, right? Got MVP. Did it the 2 more seasons in a row, didn't even sniff being first-team All-NBA. Like, what changed? We've seen it before. Like, with Giannis, is he doing anything that we haven't seen before from him?
I mean, because he ain't going to shoot it off the dribble. You gonna see too many mid-range jump shots for him. He damn sure ain't gonna respect his 3. I mean, but yeah, we seen him take 2 dribbles and dunk the ball full court. I mean, I've seen enough of that. He'll be hanging around the rim, getting rebounds and getting dunks and stuff. But like at the end of the day, when the bad teams are out the way come playoff time, and the good teams are packing the paint and everybody's sagging off of them, how effective is he gonna be?
Yeah, man. So. All right, man. We done talked.
Everybody coming back.
Go ahead. Finish
I got a different question for you.
Okay.
So, do you think the NBA? I don't know if you had hit this already, but do you think the NBA should go straight to the playoffs?
Yeah.
Or they should play off the rest of the 19-game season?
I think you got to. I think they're going to go straight to the playoffs. I think Dinwiddie proposed like a little tournament or something, but I don't know, man. I just think.
I mean,
go ahead, B.
I think they have to due to the fact. That it's going to be no different than the strike season. We're only playing an X amount of games. I mean, and whoever in what position at the end of these games, that's it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey, yo. Also, before we
thinking is like you can't really delay it till July though, because you got to think how long a playoff system actually is, and then to turn right back around in October to go and start playing again. No real rush.
Well, you can't delay it due to the fact of the draft.
Yeah.
Because July summer league.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question for y'all. I got a question. Is it how come the owners don't? I don't know. Maybe they have. Any owner offered to pay the staff of arenas like the players are doing? Did Mark Cuban? Is he the only one?
Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban.
Okay. Mark Cuban's the only one I've seen.
Mark Cuban done it.
I know. Okay, so
Yeah.
Mark's the only
Only
owner.
other people that been paying are the players.
Or the player. Why is that? How come the players are always called to do that, but the owners get to just skate by? Shout out to Mark Cuban
There's
though.
nothing about them. The players need to start speaking up for themselves. Players is a business for them, like it's a business for the owners.
The player rep is speaking.
501c3 designation, then use it. If not, kick rocks, because those stadiums and those arenas are usually tax funded.
Hey, who
I'm
is?
sorry, that's been something. My bad.
No, you good. Hey, no, you good. But look, all right, let's go ahead and get to the topic at hand that I know everybody want to talk to that's in the chat, both in Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So, NFL, the elephant in the room right now is who is somebody moving around? Okay,
That's my daughter.
okay. So here we go, man. We got to talk about the NFL. The elephant in the room. First of all, is Dak Prescott turning down that contract offer from the Cowboys? Nobody knows. Confirmed how many years it was for. I think it was at least 5 or 6 years. I had somebody trying to tell me it's for 3 years, which I knew that was false.
It was 6.
It was 6.
It was 6.
So he got offered 6 years. We don't know the full total. We just know 105 million guaranteed. Everybody thought Dak was crazy, but nobody paid attention to how the media never really told you the length of the contract or the total. They just kept saying 33 million a year, 105 guaranteed. Dak, you got to take that. You dumb for not taking that. What's y'all thoughts on that?
Mm-hmm. Turn him to the bad guy.
Smartest man in the room.
Say that again.
Turn him to the bad guy.
Smartest man in the room.
Smartest man in the room.
Dumbest man in the room.
And this running back, the
dumb.
dumb.
What Ezekiel did, you pay attention to what Amari Cooper not being signed. And like I said on stage today, and I posted a second ago, Kirk Cousins will be the highest paid player in the NFL. Not because he's the greatest, because he's smart. And at the end of the day, I'm saying this for 3 years to people. Perfect example. DeAndre Hopkins gets traded. Why? Because he had a 6-year deal, and after 3 years, he wanted to say, you know what, my worth is this. They didn't want to pay it. But then Devontae Freeman, who ended up signing this 6-year deal, like Ezekiel got cut. So it goes back to the entire CBA. Those numbers are not real. The only why the media and the people put that stuff out there, these agents keep pushing this agenda because they take that number 6 years and that total number 150 or whatever the number is and go back and tell the next recruiting class in the NFL, look what I did. These kids can't count, these kids spell their own name half the time. And they fall for it every single time. And you know who's happy about that? Owners. Because once you get the years is the only thing that keeps you locked in. It don't lock the owners in, it locks the players in. With the last CBA, nothing of that was mentioned at all. So even like that on leverage, talking about why Dak didn't take the deal, well, the bottom line is this: if they franchise tag him, a la Kirk Cousins, he'll get that 33. He'll get 33 again. And
he got the exclusive too.
Deal for 3 years. He'll get 35 or 40, and he go back like Kirk Cousins did again. Who was the 4th round pick at 102 overall? And at the end of the day, you got this on tape, by the way.
Yep.
I said this when Kirk Cousins signed that deal before. I said, if you play well into that second year, that year 3, they're going to extend you because they don't want you to get the next one again.
Yep.
I remember you saying that.
That's how it's always going to be. My own clients are going to work things just like that. But the ones that keep signing the 8-year deal like Ezekiel Elliott right now, with the Bobby Freeman got cut in year 3 of his 6-year deal, whatever it was.
In year 3.
It's like, okay, how are we negotiating? There's 0% of players that played out their 6-year deal ever. The agents you're paying money to keep pushing that, and the owners are very happy about that. Because, like I said, the players, the agents get to go back and tell somebody, I got this big number. Last thing I'll say on that, Von Miller is a perfect example. 6 years, $114 million 4 years ago. That John Elway put it out. We know how John Elway put the NFL, the AFL, and the Colorado Crush with a mod. But anyhow, so now he puts this out there, and everybody in the media says, "Oh my God, he's greedy. How much money does a player really need?" Well, they didn't say that agent that put that deal in front of Von Miller's face was only $39 million guaranteed. That's when Von was coming off the MVP league year, and he said, "You know what? I'm not going to play for that." The media, everybody said his hands, oh, he's spoiled brat kid. He said he's not playing. 2 weeks later, they come back, same deal, $614 million, and it's $71 million guaranteed, fully guaranteed.
Hey, and
so it means my agent, I'm pushing you the same contract. One that was 39, now it's 71. So I said I'm not going to play. You have to know your business, to know the business that you in. So for all this speculation about people what Dak didn't do, you don't understand the business of sport. You're fans, fine. Say you're a fan.
Yeah.
But Dak being one of the 32 quarterbacks that won the division twice, was a rookie of the year, whatever, maybe from there, he's earned the right to do what he has to do. When you got guys like Ryan Tannehill doing what he's doing, at the end of the day, they can get out of Tannehill's deal in 2 years, just like they can get out of Ezekiel's deal. So for those people who keep saying Jerry Payton is playing, if Jerry Payton is playing, Trey Aikman wouldn't be sitting there right now on Fox. Tony Romo would be sitting there making more money announcing than he did the Cowboys. Michael Irvin would be sitting there right now 75 hours a weekend. Emmitt Smith would be talking the same thing. D.I. would be sitting there getting all the grade on NFL Network. All these Dallas Cowboys who come from the Dallas Cowboys in the start to finish every single time, and that's America's team. So again, kudos to that for not drinking that Kool-Aid.
6 years. So before Darian jump in, for y'all who just joined, Dak Prescott contract length that was proposed to him was for 6 damn years. Y'all keep talking about the 105 and the goddamn 33 million a year. It was for 6 years. He won a 3 or 4 year deal. And look what happened. He ended up getting the exclusive tag and getting, and say some reports say 31, some reports say 33. So he's still getting what Dallas was offering through 6 years this year for 1. So how is that done? How is that done for turning it down? Go ahead.
I got a question for you, Hawk. Do you think after Dak gets his deal, do you think the expectation on him is going to be totally different because of the way he plays in comparison to a Ryan Tannehill or the other guy?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. He played. First of all, he played for Dallas Cowboys, so it's always Super Bowl or bust for them.
Right.
The next thing is he get paid, because when he gets paid, it's going to be some type of new signing bonus, not signing bonus, but guaranteed money. Like Goff got 110, Wentz got 107. That's why I told folks if they up that guaranteed money at least to 108, 109, he'll probably entertain it, but you still got to make sure those years ain't long. Because he been saying from the jump, I'm not signing a long. They offer those boys 4-year deals. They offer Dak 6 years. And people want him to really jump on that crap. With a straight face, they telling you Dak need to jump on it. Like who? Like why? Why he gotta have an additional 2 years? Oh my bad. You a fan of the Cowboys? You feel like
Kirk Cousins and say, well, Kirk didn't do that.
no?
I don't want to talk about that.
Kurt was smart as hell. He bet on himself.
Well, we better Kirk or that. Then you got to really get quiet. Like,
Not to mention too, with Dak actually kept the Cowboys relevant because after Romo left, Dak, I mean, they were supposed to suck.
Yep.
I mean, Dak kept them in contention. He's actually won playoff games. I don't know how many times he won the NFC East.
Hey, he won it twice, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Been hurt.
But do you think that Jerry really believes he's the guy?
Jerry want to Jerry want to
whether he want to realize it or not.
Jerry want to squeeze him.
Dak is the face of African American quarterbacks in the NFL. He knows that. Soon as Cam said something about that woman playing football, that Cam Oiko commercial got switched. Dak was on it the next day. So he don't have no reason to sit up there and play himself in a situation where now 3 years from now, 4 years from now, they'll pull him to the side and say, we can take a pay cut because we really need to get the receiver signed. Well, you had a chance to sign one. Amari, did you do that?
No.
Hey, Robert, you think Dak is the face of the African American quarterback because he plays for the Cowboys, even though when Mahomes just won a Super Bowl?
He was. I'm saying that window when they were trying to get on camera before he started going through his dressing transformational change and it wasn't about football anymore. Dak was that guy. This year was again it happened is great, but the league really didn't expect that. Didn't really want to push that. Lamar coming the way he did, they didn't see that coming.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes, he looked like he was doing, but from all the things NFL and the corporate brand standpoint, even Patrick Mahomes now, it's actually still a little wild for the NFL as far as their thought process is concerned. The hair and all things like that. That is just the cleanest you can get. How Cam was in the beginning.
That's a good point, Darian, about Russ.
Type of situation.
Yeah, Russ. I think Russ is that guy.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Too, but Russ again. Russ did what he did. Russ doing his own thing. You don't realize that he's doing his own thing the own way. And again, Dak was considered looked at as a corporate face, and he's basically bucking that system right now. That's what the situation is. Russ bucked it too.
We could be honest. Russell Wilson is O.J. Simpson now. He's not white, he's black, he's Russ.
He don't have a color.
I'm just being honest with y'all, man.
Black wife and black kids?
I'm just saying, he not white, he black. He not white, black, he just Russell Wilson. Y'all think I'm playing? Just look, just you know.
No, the league does do some type of, you want to call it colorism, or how they push certain things, certain places. So again, that's the decision that they make when they try to get, the NFL 60 with certain kids, and then obviously Dallas Cowboys being Dallas, and Dak being what it is. So yeah, the Cowboys lose Dak Prescott, regardless of that they in a world of hurt for years to come, whether they people want to admit it or not. So he has other leverage, and kudos to him for understanding it's a business and playing his cards. Like, if you don't want me, Dallas, there's 31 other teams out there. The reality is, you paying Ryan Tannehill that money when you still Carson Wentz. You don't know what you got with him. You got other guys that Baker Mayfield did too much. Like, go ahead.
Jared Goff got his bag. So a lot of people don't realize. So here's the thing about
a lot of people do got his bag.
Here's the thing about Russell Wilson, right? So everybody always throw out how Russell Wilson got the annual lead, right? How much he make a year. Like, and Rob said it already. Don't get fooled by that annual pay. That guaranteed money. Don't forget, Jared Goff got the most guaranteed money. Even though Russ make more per year, as far as the money you gonna touch, Goff got that. So while people always, Dak don't deserve this, I don't care what my annual is. Make sure my guaranteed money right. In between with them two boys that got drafted in the same draft as me, got one between 110 and 107.
People don't realize it's a very, 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 and I looked up a very important piece about Dak. Dak is 27.
Sure.
I always talk about this stuff regarding age, like how Joe Burrow is older than Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
About when you draft guys. Dak is 27 years old right now, going on his real first contract. He came in the league at 23. So he wasn't no little, puff rough on ears. He played in college, got to the league as an old man. So right now, that extension deal would actually put him possibly to 34 years old, where he's going to be Tom Brady. So the reality is, he got to get what he can get. He got to get it now. That's even a whole other reason. So once again, looking at these guys' ages, that also factors in. That's how teams look at it too.
Yeah, and this is Ryan Tannehill's third contract.
Exactly.
So think about that.
That agent for you, Rob.
Go ahead.
That agent is nice, because I didn't realize until late last night that they both have the same agent, Tannehill and Dak.
Oh,
he was doing his job.
Get him, Vail.
Well, you can say that, but then that can also become a problem. In most cases, they always have the problem because
one player won't get upset.
Yeah, but I'm upset because you can use one player to leverage against the other, and then that becomes a problem.
Jimmy G and Tom Brady
just do this all the time, but specifically in a certain same position, because at the end of the day, you're really supposed to be working for that guy in a fiduciary manner. But if you throw out, well, look, this is what Ryan got, and then basically you're saying, oh, me and Dak and Ryan are the same type of player. If I'm that player, we got a problem.
Well, hey, I got a question for both of y'all. For you and Rob and Hawk. One is, what do you think about the supposed 500 players that didn't vote for the CBA? And two, if you're Dak or Derrick Henry, are you playing it down this year without a contract?
Derrick Henry got franchised.
He got franchised $10 million.
I'm taking it for one. I'm taking it as a running back. I don't know your thoughts on my.
Oh yeah, if I'm running back, I'm taking a franchise. Yeah, I'm taking that.
Running back is going to be paid within the top 5 of their position. The bottom line, if you don't take that right now, you try to hold out and come in. They're going to try to cut that down anyway. Look no further than Melvin Gordon. The dumbest holdout ever. Which I said before back when, but that was his. So for those who don't know, that's the Marius Bilbo, who's now the sports person, football, under Clutch Sports and Rich Paul. Who after he got suspended, so I'm gonna leave that right there. But regarding the other situation, what was it, the quarterback today?
I said Dak, but I said, who do you think, Dak or Henry should play it down this year? And then I said, as far as for the CBA, for the 500 players that didn't vote for the CBA, what do you think about that?
CBA. So those you don't know, each union, anybody got an idea about how much players pay dues in the union? Anybody?
Yeah, they pay. It's a percentage of their contract, right? Or is every player has to pay the same amount?
First pick overall, you can be the 7th round or last pick overall. Your dues are $18,000 per year. So $18,000 per year per player, and this is say each of them at the average career, which is 2.53 years. So for those 500 players who did not vote, again, so if you do 500, I'll do quick math for y'all because I did it earlier to show about how much you talk about the CBA and players who really don't get was what. And I heard it was actually 600 players. So if you do, like I said, 600 times 18,000, let's say 3 years, each one from there. 600 players times $18,000 for a year, times those 3 years. That's $32 million. To not vote about your future. So when I say again that the uneducated continue to put themselves in situations why that vote fast and why the CBA is what it is, and how 32 men can basically get paid a percentage higher than 2,000, that without them none of this stuff exists, no different than March Madness, is because everybody thinks that this is about today. And again, that deal you see, 6 years, $100-something million, promote that some kid, goes, I want to be that guy, agent's going to come talk to the next guy. Those guys who didn't vote are those guys I'm talking about. And this is why this thing keeps being repetitive. So a guy like Dak that's doing what he's doing is going to be vilified by the media per se. But it's like when you talk about DeAndre Hopkins getting traded, well, he wanted to break his contract. He should have been loyal. But nobody talks about Devontae Freeman. Nobody talks about it. So it's the same thing. So if I'm Derrick Henry, take the franchise tag, play this shit, bust their head up, and leave. That's all.
Hey, because look, this was gonna happen too. I ain't mean to cut you off, Rob, but this was gonna happen though, Rob, and I ain't mean to cut you off. So Tannehill get this deal, right? Everybody paying attention, gonna pay attention to Tannehill, be like, all right, what you gonna do now? Y'all gonna try to stray away and not get Derrick Henry the ball, because essentially that's what they did. Yeah. So you think about how Henry got franchised, Tannehill got the deal. Then you go to Dallas, Zeke got his money. Dak got franchised. It's no perfect sign.
Dak didn't get his money though.
I mean, you know what I mean. I mean, to the fans, I'm saying to perception. The perception to the fans is Zeke got his money. Remember when he signed, we both was like, I don't know about that, dog. We both said that. People thought we was crazy. Right. But you know,
that franchise tag right now has made more money than Zeke made last year and going into this year.
Ooh. Say that one more time. Say that one more time for me.
I think
that franchise tag that Derrick Henry will play for this year is more money than Zeke made last year and this year.
So I think Kirk Cousins set the market when it comes to that franchise with quarterbacks now. Because if you're a quarterback and you don't get what you want, you're gonna say, hey, I'll take that franchise. It goes up every year. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna take that money for that 1 year, you know, and play your hand and try to get that deal. But if you're a quarterback and you know you're gonna get that franchise tag, I mean, why would you say no?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and what about if the agent? And what you think about this, Rob? What do you think if Dak's agent says he could just tell Jerry Jones, well, hey, I got a team, you know, whoever it is, willing to offer this, that, and the third amount, you know, and Jerry Jones don't know that for sure. You know what I'm saying? Could he play his hand and call his bluff and see what he's gonna do?
Yeah, absolutely could. And not to figure off topic again, but I'm sorry, I gave Ezekiel too much money. So last year he got that $3 million bonus, but he only made $752, and this year he only scheduled to make $7 million. So in 2 years, like I said, it's about 10. When now that Derrick Henry's franchise tag is going to put him, which is the top thing, around 11 for running backs. So that's the point. Really, is a 1 year deal. Long story short, all of this stuff. So Dak is like, okay, 1 year I get 31, and then next year if I play halfway decent, it's gonna be better than most, I get 31 again. If you manage to get $31 million a year on average, real money, regardless of what they say on paper or TV, you're winning. I told somebody this yesterday. For the average of defensive ends, their average franchise tag is $17 million. So you see a lot of guys that now the league is getting smart. They trying to, like guys like Bud Dupree and Shaq Barrett had all these sacks. No, we're gonna franchise tag you. Oh damn, it's like that. Okay. So now they basically say you can't do it again. What they'll start doing is they'll play somebody else in your position or move it around, have you drop back and then come back and then have the same degree deal that your agent negotiated, used against you, say you didn't produce the same, but at the same time, they're like, okay, well, that's the whole point. It's really 1 year deal. So if you tell me I get like 18, 19 sacks, that only warrants me getting a franchise tag, which in this position, as a linebacker, is 15, 16 million, then that's what I'm looking for going forward. I'm not killing myself for that team. I'm not coming in, I'm gonna get, like I said, 2 years, 26 million guaranteed. That's fine. Meaning like, yeah, I'm gonna lose that $16 million a year average, fake money. Give me that 13, and I'll do 2 years, and I'll play good next second year, like Kirk Cousins, I'll get it again. So these players got to stop letting these agents come in and tell them about what they did with J.J. Watt and show them deals with Von Miller and all the other garbage. Because in the National Football League, it doesn't work that way. In a business where they draft every single year, every year, in a contract year when you have a CBA that comes out that now affects the disability insurance of people that's in their 50s. And the players that decided, now the ones that vote, didn't even understand that. When your union says, hey, go educate yourself, but I'm paying $18,000 a year to you, so I can get a $1,000 Madden royalty check, a 401k that I don't even know I'm going to get because I'm not going to be vested in 3 years. So for the guys that didn't vote yes, for the most part, who don't know who will even be in the league for 3 years, all business. You got to do it what's best for you, period. Don't care what the fans say, don't care what Twitter say, don't care what your alumni say, don't care what your school say. And you're conditioned like this mentally, right from the NCAA high school. If you talk about the business sport that most of us played 16, 17 years to get through, to only be able to really, in the average, we're talking about, football 2.5 and basketball is 4. If I'm only looking at 4 years of compensation items, I spent my 17 years making sure somebody else's kids went to private school, somebody else's kids ate, somebody else's kids went to college. Put my body in line for that, so I can't take in my own family. Only to get there when I have a chance to vote for what's my best interest. I have no idea what my best interest is. Because everybody said the team. They won. So this is going to be repetitive in the sports world until players start realizing when they get involved in this, what the realities are. And for Dak being an older guy, that's the point. People didn't realize he's probably getting older when he came into the league. So when he did what he did, oh, he's a rookie of the year, that's great. Well, like I said, when Lamar Jackson left,
Mike, I don't know as far as, I mean, I hope
look how great Joe Burrow is.
by middle April, sports can resume, bro. I don't know, man.
Just like I said, when they put Baker Mayfield, who was 23 when he got drafted too. And I said he was drafted first overall. It's all business. So when you're 23, you can do smoke and mirrors all day. You're going to look somewhat competent. But Lamar won the Heisman at 21. Youngest ever to do it, and won the Super Bowl, won the MVP, youngest ever to do it. But then, like I said, you want to talk about how great Joe Burrow is. People make this about they go along.
He old as hell. He Chris Winkie right now.
That's what I'm saying. He played with Michael Thomas on his second contract and Ezekiel Elliott on his second contract. Joe Burrow. Yeah. Dwayne Haskins, J.T. Barrett, Cardell Jones, Joe Burrow not beating it. How are those guys doing their way? All those quarterbacks I just mentioned that beat out Joe Burrow.
So here's what I'm saying. Here's what I was saying. Like, if I were to compare the situation with Tannehill, see if you agree. To me, this is kind of like, y'all remember when Adrian Peterson carried the Vikings on his back with Christian Ponder as quarterback all the way to the playoffs. But instead of paying Adrian Peterson, they pay, paying Christian Ponder. This is kind of how like I see it as. I mean, Tannehill was only good for half a season. It wasn't even the whole season, and they paying him $118 million. That's my big problem.
Again, can we pause right there? We should start on this show just talking about that. That's why I said I text earlier, bring the facts. I know what the media say. He's not getting $118 million. That's not what his contract is. That's a number they threw out there. Sounds good. He's getting 62 right now, 17 and 24. So you realize 17 million and 24 million is not even a top tier quarterback in this league right now. So he'll get pretty much a signing bonus to make that 17 and 24 get up to 62. After that, they can keep it moving. It's back in contract. You're talking about Tennessee right now. It's not even a big market team. So, like I said again, he's not getting that. The reality is, what Kirk Cousins is getting is Kirk Cousins is paid $40 million this year.
Damn.
That's real money. Real. Then 21 next year.
My man.
You don't need to.
You can keep him.
But Rob, right there, let me stop you right there. Yeah. But do you see anybody flooding timelines about what Kirk Cousins signing for right now?
No, he just moving around. That's why he's my hero. I'm with Kirk Cousins.
Ain't nobody, everybody up in arms about Dak turning down. He dumb, 33. He dumb. He this, and that. And here come old Captain Kirk yet again, resetting the market. And ain't nobody said a goddamn thing. But that dumb though. See, that's why I hate some of these fans, man, that be ducking me when I go live. Now they ain't nowhere to be found. All 3 days ago, they was, man, this is why he should have took it. He should have did this. Claiming this was a 3-year deal. That I was so dumb. Don't you know math? I'm like, all right, y'all keep saying it was a 3-year deal. Now today, old Kirk broke the bank, and them same fools all of a sudden ain't available right now when everything's coronavirus protected. Ain't nobody at work right now. Unless you're an entrepreneur.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because let me ask you a question, Rob. Since Kirk Cousins has signed his contract, I don't know if you've been paying attention to Stephon Diggs, but Stephon Diggs apparently is for real this time, wants to be out. But he's got 4 more years on his deal.
Oh, shucks. Oh.
Right. So you don't get out, you don't get traded, you're going to end up being disgruntled. And then they're going to basically take you and renegotiate contract and make him prove it. Because 1 year and God forbid he pull a hamstring or something like that, then he'll be one of those guys that end up like Des Bryant. But like I said again, it goes back to you put yourself in that situation to make it look a certain way. Your agent set you up for that, and it's like DeAndre Hopkins, now he's gone.
Yep.
And a lot of these guys' careers get derailed simply because of that.
I think it's also because of Kirk Cousins too, though. Because I think when he wasn't complaining about this stuff when Case Keenum was there. They got Kirk Cousins.
He wasn't complaining because they didn't pay anybody yet. They ended up paying Adam Thielen.
They did extend Adam. They did extend Adam. That's right.
And let's go ahead and talk about So we talk about receivers.
One question before you leave.
Go ahead.
We speaking of quarterbacks, and 5 years ago, Jameis and Mariota went 1-2, and now both of them free agents. You think they got a market? Are they gonna get any money from anybody, or they gonna have to prove themselves on a 1-year deal next year?
They'll make Jameis prove himself.
Yeah, I think we know that too, though. To be honest with you.
Yeah, we know that for sure. They're gonna make Jameis.
He got injury issues.
Yeah, Mariota can't stay healthy, but Mariota be one of them dudes that could be a backup collecting checks. Like, what's your boy name that played for Vikings a few years ago?
Daniels.
No, Bradford.
Oh, yeah.
Bradford.
That's might be a Sam Bradford.
I think the team to watch is the Browns, though, because Browns will sign Austin Hooper, and that's another skilled guy, and the pressure is going to be on Baker Mayfield yet again. And I want to know, like,
he don't got a choice, man.
Let's talk about another young quarterback who just got a new toy. Hold on, I don't want to talk about Baker right now. I got to talk about another young quarterback that got a new toy, one of the best receivers in the NFL. Kyler Murray got DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson in a mid-round pick. David Johnson been battling injuries the past couple of years. Yeah, basic bag of Skittles. DeAndre Hopkins, like Rob said, disgruntled, forced his way up out of there. Now he's playing alongside a guy like Larry Fitzgerald, who's past his prime but still very effective. You got a young quarterback in Kyler Murray. You got a young coach who's innovative.
They got Isabella. They
got Isabella. They still could get CD Lamb this year in the draft. Like they
can't do that too much.
I mean, hey, you playing Madden now.
Hey, Kenyon and Drake balled out when he went to Arizona at the end of the year too. The last 6-7 weeks.
You gotta do it again. He's the guy now.
Let's see. I just brought up some. Let me see. Because I was thinking about the franchise tag. But go ahead, man. But yeah, Kenyon Drake got transition tagged by them. He getting $8 million this year. So he's still there, getting $8 million.
I I think that the offense gonna be good. I mean, I think they're gonna be nice.
So what y'all expect DeAndre to do?
He had a good year.
Would DeAndre get 1,000 yards again? Because I got somebody on my timeline who said he okay. He just decent. He ain't great.
Who?
Somebody that
is, he
want attention. I ain't gonna give it to him. We're gonna call him Ghost. We're gonna call him Ghost. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna call him. He said DeAndre Hopkins was just okay. So I said okay. I'm not talking to you.
You know what's funny? He probably got that from the media because the media was like, "Well, he's not that fast." And then the fact that, they think that he actually needs Will Fuller, who's actually never there. So I'm kind of confused on how they made this, assumption of how he beats Will Fuller. It's funny when somebody want to get out, they start vilifying the black athlete, but
hey,
that's not the
That's why you gotta understand. One of the things we didn't talk about, and that was in the CBA, that the players didn't even get discussed. Outside of 17 games that they reduced. Oh, you can get high now. Because now they're going to find a way to make money.
Say that one more time, Rob. Say it one more time, because everybody missed that. You can get high now.
But we will cut your check, though.
Yep, you can get high.
They thinking that, they think that they got off. Nah, you can get high.
You can get high now.
When we cut your pay, then when they going to blame that. They're not going to say it publicly because they're going to make money off it legally. It'll probably be CBD oil in the cafeteria lounge.
Facts.
But they're going to know you high. Some of the work you get before. So they're going to cut your money when you try to get that next contract. Again, that was in the CBA. Not guaranteed money, not taking away the 17th game, not the health benefits, even though I understand you can't really do that. Players don't get it. You can't have lifetime health care for a league that's short-lived like that. That's why you shouldn't be spending 4 years paying an agent, but the union got you paying every year in and out, knowing I only got 2 years to be here. Why would I do that? I might as well take that extra, whatever, $150,000, put it towards my life insurance or my medical benefits. Because the NFL cut me off 5 years in. It's that the players don't know. That's why it's bad in the NFL. All the stuff we talk about, they all lead back to the same thing. Uneducated, everybody thinking that this thing will last forever.
Everybody just throwing stuff out there.
Come on in.
That's why I take pride in my show of giving you either accurate information or sound opinions. Like, no, everything's not about right and wrong in sports because it's debates. You're giving your opinion, but at least give out accurate. Like when you take a stance, at least give out accurate information because there's so many fakes out here that get paid a lot of money to be fakes and frauds because they're giving them money to go in that lane. That people gotta learn how to decipher for themselves what's true and false. And when somebody comes with the truth, you hear false so much that you start to vilify folks who really giving you jewels because you really don't know. Just because you go on the first things first and not saying that they do it all the time or around the horn or first take, not saying those undisputed, not saying that, well, I take this back. It's always one person on them shows that's going to go left and give you false info just to paint another narrative. Trust me. It's always one person on each one of them shows.
Actually being discussed like it should. Like, there's only one person we know that killed somebody in the NFL, Aaron Hernandez. Yet, I know it was 2 years ago, and I mentioned this, that the league fined the players $32 million 1 year, they fined them $25 million the other year. Things like socks and dancing and this and that, and obviously the weed and drugs. So it's like, you don't have guaranteed contracts. You got guys now, you talking about CBA voters because they try to get that extra money. That's because they lost the money. But when you got the representation that's basically not giving you the right picture, understanding what's what, fiscal responsibility, what you expect to happen? None of this stuff is discussed. That's why I said we should start a podcast. It's strictly sports business.
Strictly.
The bottom line is, if you're thinking that you're going to go ahead and play football for 15 years, you were sadly mistaken. If you think that 15 years in the NFL, you ain't going to have a slow, painful, timely death, you were sadly mistaken. So, if anybody that plays football long as some of us have, we'll know. Like, you can be, I'm 40-something now, and my knees will swell up one day, and I can't even walk. That was the coronavirus. Give me that. You can't move. It's like I cannot move.
Hey.
I did nothing in 3 years, and I'm sitting there looking like this is crazy. Who do I call? Ain't no AFL union about to send me no damn check. But the worst part, the NFL is the same way.
Hey, let me.
The guy slumped over, can't get up, can't do nothing. Disability. Why are you not covering that?
And let me piggyback on what Rob's saying. So when y'all see guys negotiating contracts and you feel like they're being greedy, I tell students this when I go around my speaking engagements. I always take a piece of paper and I show it to them and I say, how long do you think like $5 million will last you? Compared to that piece of paper, it's like a little ass dot. It don't last that long. 10 million, 60 million, 100 million. One thing I never see folks do, they never tell Jay-Z stop making money. They never tell Bill Gates of the world stop making money. They never tell all these movie stars stop going to movies and making money. But they tell an athlete, hey, you asking for too much money. Entertainers go on tour to make more money. It's the reason why folks always want to make sure they constantly got revenue streams, because we creatures a habit. Once you used to live in a certain way, and we can all say, if I had this money, I'd do this. Once you get that money, it's a little different, fam. Trust me. We all got a plan until that money punches in the mouth, like Mike say when he talk about fighting. So I never knock somebody for trying to get the most they can, because you just never know what's the next, like what's their next move as far as are they trying to create generational wealth, not just for them, but for their kids and things like that. So that's why I understand why guys really go to the negotiating table and try to get every single penny, because the owner is the same way when it comes to the CBA. They want every single penny, and we see that.
Did they trade their Catholic Lance Campbell to Baltimore in the same conference? Love and loyalty out of nowhere.
Ooh. They said Miami Dolphins just signed Byron Jones. I gotta look that up.
I was just about to tell you.
Oh, he did. Oh, so you saw it too?
Well,
he goes from one no state tax to the next.
Ooh, that boy's smart. Went to Florida.
Texas to Miami.
Hey, Darian.
One just lost one.
Hey, Darian, want to shout out your Vikings for putting that franchise tag on my man Ant Harris. It was a good job.
Oh yeah, Ant Harris. Shout out to Ant Harris. Yes, sir. $11 million. Wahoo wah. My guy.
See that now that franchise tag and that they talking about that positions. There's certain positions that I feel bad for, and safety is one of them. Even going back to Earl Thomas, you get stuck with a franchise tag and the safety, you screwed. In the reality, the position you play, your body ain't gonna hold up. They know that. Run it to Derrick Henry a couple more times. That's the cheap way out for them. Unless you just decide like not tackle anybody.
He said run it to
that's like the
Derrick Henry a few more times.
An athlete.
But here's the sad thing. Instead of being money to Kirk Cousins, because he knows how to beat the thing. So
hey, AJ Green, he got franchise too.
This is where we at.
AJ Green got franchise. He getting what, 17.8.
And he got 17 million. He didn't play last year. But you got a guy with like a Pro Bowler and Harris. He got 11 million franchise. I can tell you, there's classes in this business in certain positions. That's why I said you gotta know how to play the game. A lot of guys like, oh yeah, I'm this and that. These agents are like, do you franchise tag me? I'm mad as a safety.
But
you really get out of that, and you see history.
Yeah.
Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, they got named Bob Sanders.
Bob Sanders, yeah.
All these safeties are not going to last long. Jamal Adams getting away with it right now, but even him, you'll see next year, they'll probably have him tackle so many guys in the box that ain't going to be funny. God forbid he get injured. This is a contract year. That's exactly how it goes.
I feel like Dallas should have really signed Byron Jones back, man, because over the years they cornered the trash can juice. I mean, I
don't think they're gonna retain anybody though. To be honest,
they threw all that money away during the season. They signed, the linebacker, defensive tackle, Zeke. They signed everybody left and right during the season. Now they don't want to pay up, and they got a lot of cap room.
It was fake money.
Yeah. My fault.
To tackle St. Lawrence from last year, they can get out of that next year.
They get monopoly money.
They got Zeke to sign that crazy. See, people don't realize too about this the way this thing works. That 8 years that he gave up, that gives the team a lot of leverage from what they call a dead cap. Like that. So when the team gets the long years, they can use that to play with other people's careers. So, instead of you giving the team a break when you give them another 67 years, they can play with that, with your money too. They take a pay cut. Still got you 3 more years. You know that, right?
Yeah.
And you like, oh. And then they come with you, like I said, we got to get this next guy in. Well, that's not your problem. That's your capologist's problem. That's not mine. So if players handle business like they do, and trust me, Jerry Jones' clock is running right now, and as much as he's gonna try to play hardball with that, I think he's gonna lose this one. He played his hand by basically giving Ezekiel that money, not getting Cooper signed, and then not making it where they made it.
Yep.
So now, if he don't, his backup's the guy Clay Thorson from what you gonna do? Go get Ryan Fitzpatrick, or you gonna sign Andy Dalton? Go ahead, knock yourself out, Jerry. That could be all right. There are teams that have, it's like Le'Veon Bell, who went. You're gonna realize he went to the Jets, but he did not leave. And everybody talking about, oh, this guy is crazy. He signed a new team, sit down a year. He's skipping OTAs, and what kind of player and teammate is that? Well, again, it's a thing called residency in this country from a tax standpoint. So he's a Florida resident. If he left to go to the Jets before the 6 months and 1 day, he would have not got credit for residency in Florida. They would pay the New York, New Jersey state tax, and there's a millionaire tax people don't know about as well. So at the end of the day, for a guy that's a veteran who's doing what he's doing, I'll be there when I'll be there. But once again, the media went and jumped down his throat. That's a simple explanation to anyone with common sense to say, why would you give the government $25, $30 million if you don't have to? And a short-lived game with no guaranteed contract. He should be applauded.
Hey, I got a question.
It's almost like the NFL.
Go ahead, Darren. Go ahead, Darren.
I was gonna say it's almost like the NFL is like paying these media to sway the public opinion.
Say that one more time. Say it one more time, real loud. Say it one more time.
It's almost like the NFL is paying the media to sway the public opinion in their favor. But that's not even gonna.
Hey, me and Rob been saying that. Rob, how long we been saying that, Rob? We've been saying that for a minute, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's what they pay Skip Bayless for. That's why they talk about the Cowboys all the time.
Y'all remember Nas had the song Sly Fox? The Sly Fox? Yeah. Because you see how they paint that narrative with Dak right now. Oh, he being greedy. He needed. Don't you want to win? It takes a team. I tell folks this. It's a small window to win the Super Bowl. And the only outlier people got is Tom Brady. Stop using Tom Brady and the Patriots. That's the outlier. But when you go to every team, once it's time to start paying folks their second deal, usually the dynasty stops. That's why they created the salary cap. They don't want the repeat of the same teams continuing to get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowls. They don't like it. They want parity. That's why they created this damn cap. I'm telling you. And that's why they keep saying quarterback the most important position, because they want that quarterback to get all that money and then die, and then another organization can come up.
And they can nickel it down everybody else and not have to work.
Because you don't see that in baseball.
Normally with the conference or with the face of the league one.
Yeah.
So Dak is supposed to be the face of Jerry, and he'll get his money, and then the rest of them will get nothing. But Jerry, like I said, went out there and paid a running back. How much is that? Not real money. I'm sorry, I stopped laughing about that because I'm like I said, Derrick Henry got franchise tag and maybe more in 2 years. And so now Ezekiel got to go through this year to get to his third year to get more than what Derrick Henry got this year.
Damn.
That's just a great. Jerry takes care of his players.
No, they say post. They say post career, Rob. They say you need to take the discount for Jerry because post career, it's lucrative. If you look at the Michael Irvins, you look at Emmitt Smith, you look at Troy, they say that because of Jerry, Tony Romo is making $14 million. They say it's because of Jerry that Tony Romo getting this deal. Not his mind.
Good thing Darrelle Reeves and Reeves Island and play for the Cowboys.
You see Darrelle Reeves anywhere? Is Darrelle Reeves anywhere on TV?
No, that's my point.
Oh, okay. Why is that? Because he's comfortable, right? He's comfortable.
Tired.
Yeah.
He's done.
He walked all the way away.
That's the point.
All the way away.
So when you talk about these guys in Dallas, they ain't doing this out of the kindness of their heart. They're doing it because they need the revenue. I just be serious about this. You're a Hall of Famer, and Dion, you work literally 60 hours a week. You can't. That's not even living life. I think it's on a real level when it comes to athletes and the mental health. Like Ahmad has transitioned now to being better than Stephen A. That's my opinion because he actually knows what he's talking about. And I said it, so I let that get out there.
My God.
But at the same time, at the end of the day, most players have a real difficult time transitioning to something. But I can assure you, if Ahmad made his brain as much money as those guys do, he'll have what he's doing now on his own. He won't be sitting there going from network to network with microphone to microphone to microphone. Now I've been in these arenas and forums. And again, these guys ain't doing nothing but reading what the producers tell them to read. They ain't got no say, no nothing. I remember when the NFL did the clean sweep on Marshall Falk, who had some indictment situations with Nelly, and Warren Sapp, who had the prostitute issue, and the other guy that was they came and cleaned the whole house that week. Like, y'all got some issues. And why those guys get on TV? They done screwed up. And their last chance for any type of success is the NFL. So they are emboldened, or they are basically subservient to the NFL, Ray Lewis, all these other guys, to do whatever they say simply because they keep them relevant in these certain areas. And you look at all the guys that's doing it, look at their backgrounds. Troy Aikman wasn't as pretty as y'all might think he was. He had some situations with some alcohol. Another time when somebody said he came out the room with a dude before that stuff was even being accepted. There was a whole lot of stuff that went down. You check the whole Cowboys roster for the history. So you saying about the guys that are on TV doing whatever, Michael Irvin a couple of years ago, said he might have a relapse for some things. So again, at the end of the day, I'm happy these guys are doing the right thing now. But if you play a sport like professional football, you should be able to live your life the way you want to do it. You go plane to plane, city to city, talking about guys that are never going to even make it to the third year, that a gold jacket. That's why I always stop when people talk about narratives in a certain way. Look at that, because we see them out there. I travel a lot. It is not fun getting on a plane every other day and getting somewhere and checking your bag and your credentials and going back, having conversation, going through wardrobe, making fun. That ain't fun. You see the end product.
Yeah.
All the stuff that mine do before you put this show on. All the stuff you got right there on Facebook with the link. You got to get all the words right. You got to get the links right. You got to do all that stuff ain't fun. At least you're doing it for yourself to build yours.
Hey, since we got a numbers guy, can you explain the Jaguar situation going on right now, the whole fire sale situation?
Oh, that's good. That's a good question.
They win those fast. And they basically got a lot of high-priced veterans that literally is not going to go plan anywhere right now when you got Minshew. So basically, they trying to regroup and then build their salary cap for a few years down the road. So again, by franchising tagging Yannick by that 1 year, and then by let go of Calais, you got Josh Allen is there for another 4 years with a rookie deal from there. You got rid of Boyega, you got to pay him. Thielens already gone. So you're not winning anything. You got rid of from that. There's a running back that's coming up on the next level. They probably let him go too after the fact. So they're going to go through this youth movement, and that coach will use that as a reason to be able to keep his job. I ain't had nobody. That's my own. They do that in college.
Hey, Hawk.
Yo.
I'm surprised you ain't talking your trash, because a certain quarterback that everybody wanted to keep the Phillies up for trade for this year.
You know,
I forgot what that quarterback name is.
I don't like to gloat on it, man, because it's almost like I'm celebrating like a downfall. But I just told folks, man, like I've been down this road before with him. Like once he became a day one starter, things changed. As much as I like him coming off the bench, as much as I appreciate what he did for the organization and lead them to a Super Bowl, I knew what it was when he's a day one starter. I seen the pattern. I don't even count his Ram season because he was with the quarterback killer. But even with Philadelphia, when he was a day one starter, he struggled. And then Mark Sanchez had to come in because he got injured. So that's all I kept trying to tell folks. They kept telling me I was dumb. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to just stand on what I said. And lo and behold, unfortunately, he got hurt and he lost his job. So it ain't one of them things where like I told you so. It's just like, dude, I witnessed it with my own eyes as a fan of him. So it is what it is, man. Like,
speaking of which, how many games did Teddy Bridgewater win this year when Drew got hurt?
Oh, he won.
Wait, he won 4 or 5? He won that many? Let me look that up. That's a good.
He won 5 to 7.
I thought he won 5.
Early in the season.
The same amount of Tannehill, won almost close.
Oh, Tannehill won like 7-2 or something, 6-2.
Yeah, but Teddy didn't lose again.
Teddy went 5-0.
Yeah, and then they set him for.
But he ain't getting no big deal for nobody.
It takes him ill. So my point is, again, about how all this stuff goes with certain players in certain situations, and it ain't got nothing to do with the age. It really is about making certain decisions when the time comes. And like I said, if you decide, I'm going to go let them butter my head up and tell me I'm going to be able to replace Drew Brees when he leaves, Drew Brees should even be in a mention of what you're doing with me. I didn't even went there. This is a short career, short window. My team can be trash. I don't even play for Chicago. I got to make a decision like where I can beat the guy out flat out, and there's no problems. But now, like I said again, you end up where Tannehill gets traded from Miami to Tennessee, and he's doing things and getting paid where, and if you really want to be honest, Teddy Bridgewater's career when he has gotten to play is a bit better than Tannehill. But you won't find anybody in the media saying that.
Yeah,
that's why I said, man, you really got to look at this thing from a real professional business perspective. 32 teams, you only get 1 of 32 as a quarterback in the NFL. And you got when you get that window, you can't sit there and play games, let the team smooth you over, make you feel good. So I'm sure it's uncomfortable for Dak in the media, what's going on, things like that right now, or other guys. But like you said, Nick Foles is getting another look again. So you talk about Nick Foles and Teddy Bridgewater and possibly fighting for the same job to go to Chicago with Trubisky. Like, it shouldn't even be a conversation. But if you won't start putting yourself out there like I'm that guy, then you're going to end up finding yourself, and I hate to say it, this is your boy of mine, you end up in that Tyrod Taylor type window.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He get
Remember the
disrespected.
black quarterbacks, and you got Sam Bradford. It's almost like he's going to Sam Bradford trainer. Oh,
Hey.
we'll give you another chance.
Hey,
We'll see what you
Yeah,
can
you
do.
got Sam Bradford.
Oh, we'll give you another chance.
Here's the thing. Hey, Darren, here's the thing with that, right? So, ironically, and people ain't gonna want to hear this. This is where being humble gets you in trouble in the negotiating table. Like, you got to sell yourself. You got to make yourself marketable. You got to make yourself seen to where you generate interest and people want to come see you. That's why, for as much as they call receivers divas, notice those divas, they get their bread. We can say how much of a headache they are, but they get their bread because they have to. Because certain quarterbacks don't even have to talk and they get their money. Sam Bradford, they ain't got to say nothing. Sam Bradford, they get their money. But a dude like Tyrod Taylor just get glossed over and replaced like it's nothing. And they forget everything he did, like what he did for Buffalo that year, getting them to the playoffs and stuff.
Hey, in Cleveland.
And Cleveland. Come on, man.
Two teams, like and LA right now.
And then in San Diego, you telling me you kept playing Phillip Rivers when he was in trash cans. You was like, and I'm a Phillip Rivers advocate, fan of him, but he's deserved to get this. He supposed to get benched last year. Like, you sit your ass down. They did it to Eli. Sit him down. He was trash.
And they about to move Phillip over to the Colts. Take over his percent.
Yeah.
So, like I said, man, some of these guys got to really realize how it's cool to be that humble type of guy, but you got to go get yours. And Dak is taking that position that you talking about being, I'm that guy. Y'all can play the game if y'all want to. If not, you'll end up being in that window. Like I said, Tyrod Taylor, like the great Tyrod probably played 15 more years if he wants to at this rate.
Yeah.
Where the league is now, it's flag football. He stayed safe.
Yeah, he always is supreme safe.
As a running quarterback.
Tyrod always supreme safe. He always ready. Somebody said,
I wouldn't be surprised to say, like, give him 3 more years, he'll be back in Baltimore, backing up Lamar.
My man,
might be his last year.
My man Mike Gibson asked me, what I think about Bryce Perkins? Do I think he would make it in the NFL? I think Bryce Perkins is a great prospect, but I know the uphill battle he's going to have to face. Simple as that. Does the emergence of Lamar Jackson help? It makes him intriguing, but at the same time, it depends on what team he goes to, the head coach, offensive coordinator, how innovative they want to be. What do they see for their foresight for him? Will he get the patience of a Taysom Hill? Because that helps his case as well. Like, is he willing to run down on kickoff and play some receiver like Taysom did, but still don't get lost in translation because everybody points to that Taysom is still a quarterback. Usually, once you switch positions, like Edelman did and other guys, Josh Cribbs and all those guys, like they never get a chance to play quarterback again. So Taysom Hill is another.
Quarterback.
He did. He said, "I'm a franchise." He did.
Okay.
Yeah, he says it. He said, "I'm a franchise." He said he a franchise quarterback, and nobody laughed at him. Everybody was like, "Oh man, he got a point." And I'm looking like, where? Like, I don't see franchise with him. I see a very good football player that deserves a check in the NFL, yes, but franchise quarterback, no, I don't. From what I've seen.
Who said that?
Taysom Hill.
He tried to sell himself.
He's selling himself. Yeah. And he called New Orleans bluff because they know they're gonna let Teddy lead. So they're gonna have to see Taysom. Like they put themselves in this box because they said that he could be very good as a quarterback. So when you go out there and you speak something out there as a player, pay attention to what's being said to you and about you, because if it's positive, you better clip it and use it when it comes to negotiations. Hey, remember what you said? Here we go. Come see me. So Bryce, man, I feel for Bryce because he has to demonstrate that he can be accurate from the pocket consistently, because everybody knows he can run, and that's the knock that you see with a lot of African American quarterbacks. They can actually run during their play, but they have to prove that they can throw from the pocket. But a dude like Josh Allen can run around, but people say he's just extending the play. You see what I'm saying? Like Josh Allen runs more than Lamar does.
And that's why those guys got to get away from what they hear on TV and what people say. If you
just
watch
play your game.
NFL Network right now, they say the same thing over. Like literally, we probably all can go on their show and do like interviews and speak and sit up there. Don't even need to read the teleprompter because it's not that hard. They say the same thing, like, "Oh, this guy's doing such a great job, picking up the keys in the system." And the same thing you say all the time about like quarterbacking the system and how you go about making plays and reading and reacting. Like it's like watching David Carr over and over and over and over and over again. Like, bro, say something different. He can't. It just don't matter. It is sliding into what the narrative they want to be. And it's kind of crazy because you would think these people got real opinions on certain things. They don't. It's like getting generated what they want is to look a certain way.
Yeah.
So I tell players all the time, stay away from social media. Do what you got to do. Focus on what you can control. Because the reality is, if you start letting what you hear on TV dictate how you see yourself, it's all over.
It's all over. You start playing into their hands, man. You start playing into their hands. And I tell any if you play any position, whatever has made you successful, continue to work on that. Of course, you work on your weakness, but don't go away from what made you successful. If people feel like all you can do is run and you can't, come off your first read and manipulate the safety with your eyes, did you hear Ron Jaworski and them say all the time? Fine, they can have that opinion. But if your results are still positive, they can't say nothing. Don't get me wrong, they're gonna wait until you fail and then see, aha, I told you so. But make it a long wait. Like Lamar in that playoff game, Lamar demonstrated he could throw from the pocket, man. Period. But they saw the result and they said, see, you make him throw, he can't do it. But when you look at the game and you break down that film, it's like, yo, little buddy was throwing that thing. Yes, he has some picks and some unfortunate drop passes, tip picks, and things like that. But if you really watch the game, you'll see that he can throw from the pocket. But if you just look at stats and listen to the aficionados, they're going to say, aha, he couldn't run. So.
I'm sorry. In 2020, you shouldn't be listening to Nell Kuipers or what's the other guy that be with him?
Todd McShay.
The other guy that be with him.
Todd McShay.
They be wrong all the time.
They're creatures of habit. But once again, we're talking about fans. Fans are fans, and they have their loyalties regardless. I'm watching the NFL Network right now, and they're actually pro Dak, which is not shocking to me. So they're going to say at the end of the day for what Dak does, because he's on the media side a little bit himself. But at the same time, it's like you can't really, not think like, okay, perfect example, Derrick Henry. A couple of days ago, everybody said, "Oh man, this guy is crazy, he's a monster in the playoff run." Team that he did this for, helping get him there, and I'm franchise tag.
Ooh, say it again.
Like, man, like there is no love in this business.
None.
For you, they get you what they can get you on a cheap, and the last all is that they'll run you to the ground and move on. And so, like I said, for all these other guys that keep thinking that this is long term and love is not, you got to take the bite of the apple when you get it and make it good and make it count.
And that's why I say to a lot of fans, man, out here, because Rob is saying some real stuff. If you don't want to take the time to know the truth, come check me out, because I take the time to make sure you know the truth, or at least the truth is how I can interpret it. But I'm gonna make sure I always steer you the right way, not the way I want you to see it, but I'm always gonna try to steer you what I feel is the right way. I'm gonna get as much information as I can. I watch as much film as I got everybody's game film from this season. So when people talk about somebody, I go right to DV Sports and I break down the game and I'm like, this is what I saw, me personally. And there's a lot of things that said about players that's very unfair. And folks just think, oh, it's just oh, it don't matter what I say, it don't matter what they say. Yes, it does, because it trickles to those offices, and the perception gets those guys paid.
This is how bad this got, Ahmad. This is how bad this got. So you talk about Byron Jones. They put them all across the screen. He is now going to be the highest paid player by average. No number, no year. Highest paid player on average. That means the average corner makes $18 million. They give him a 22-year deal for whatever, and they get $18.1 million. Yeah, he's the highest paid per average. And that's the stuff that the agents keep pushing these players to do and the team to make them look a certain way. Average don't mean anything.
Yep.
It means per year guaranteed money that's there. But it's the same, but what you watch on TV is why people stay in the same situation. Because then they don't even want you to know what's really happening.
Yep.
Now the narrative is, oh, he better do this, he better be great because he's the highest paid average. What that mean?
What that mean? That means, yeah, I'm the highest, I'm the biggest target too. Because my average so high.
So again, they don't understand that. They don't understand that. And so they can be a 10-year contract, but it's the highest average.
Who cares? I can't touch it. Like, people look at, they give him $165 million contract. I'd be like, what's the guarantee money? They'd be like, what you mean? He got $165 million. I'd be like, no, not in football. What's the guarantee? Guarantee like 80. Like, damn, they got him. Because I know it's like a 7-year deal.
You got to go to the IRS too.
Yeah.
And then Medicare, Social Security. Then your
and what state you play in? What state you in? You know what I'm saying? You in New York? You in Cali?
You got to go get millionaire tax.
Because if you in Cali, you getting busted in the head. Ask Kobe when he got that. Remember when Kobe got his deal?
13.
Yeah.
35 plus 13, 35 for the state, for the individual, 13 income tax.
Shout out to God rest Kobe, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. You gotta pay attention.
A lot bigger than that.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy too? When you talk about, as far as the player always looking out for themselves, right?
Yes.
You know, I only want to keep going back to the Vikings, but Everson Griffin last year restructured his deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's other players they asked to restructure their deals to try to get Anthony Barr back.
Hey.
They got Anthony Barr back. Anthony Barr ain't been a bit of nothing. And Everson Griffin opted out of his contract.
Hey, Darian, what did you see my post when I said, would you take a pay cut just so they could overpay one of your co-workers? Because essentially that's what they asked you to do. They asked you, who deserve the money, to take less so they could overpay somebody who really don't deserve that much. But you got to be you being selfish though. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
can y'all indulge me real quick on a real? I hope I'm gonna make it quick as possible. Indulge me on this, because I had to explain this to people who don't understand the basics of what Tua and Saban in Alabama. So I did it from a financial standpoint. I said, look at a financial advisor, this thing called FINRA. But you have to basically be regulated by law to operate, to basically do investment, stocks, whatever, when you advise somebody with their money. And then, like I said, Alabama will be the actual bank. But there's laws that govern that scenario. So, as an example, Tua is the actual stock. So when he gets injured, he gets hurt, and then literally that financial advisor says, come back next week, and I'm going to risk your stock again next week. $34 million guaranteed. That's a projected number 1, top 2 overall pick in the next upcoming draft class. There's no reason behind that. So that advisor that's giving you the advice to do those things, put you some type of reasoning behind it, how you can be able to invest your money, watch it grow, not lose it all. At the same time, after that stock falls, basically everybody finds out that he doesn't have an insurance policy based off of that actual stock. In the real world, the financial world, things that go up and down on Wall Street right now, when people watch the Dow shooting down, that person will be banned from the actual business. He will be sued, and he will also never be able to operate in the financial world again. But when it comes to athletes who don't recognize their body and their value at the time that the stock that goes up and down, they get caught up. Then they say, oh, he loves me, he do this, he do that. That is malpractice of telling a kid who was worth $34 million when you're up 35-7 with a week after surgery, not have insurance, to go back out there and say, that's the smart thing to do. Wow. And yet you don't understand why these guys, and it was, I broke it down like that from business people understand, like, if that was your financial advisor and your money when your stocks are there, and would you do that? If you do, you're going to be broke. Period. And so you start making decisions like that around on people, it don't change. It don't change.
You think they went to Kirk Cousins to ask him if he could do something with that $84 million to help him out?
Why? He didn't take a long-term deal. You don't know. They don't have leverage over him like that. That's what I tell you. It's the years will give the team the salary cap flexibility. It's the years. So Zeke gave 8 years in Dallas. They're gonna be cutting Zeke left and right. Hey Zeke, love you, Zeke.
Boy, them Zeke jabs stay on deck.
He like a pigeon, like bird seed. Like by the time Zeke finishes, boy, he gonna give all he can give to Dallas. He gonna be like Michael Irvin. When he finishes, he gonna be the Cowboy sideline reporter. Watch.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's what y'all hear.
All right.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
So
remember Marion Barber? You might know
man, not Marion the Barbarian. What he doing?
Yeah, punching cards. And you know what DeMarco Murray doing right now? Is he got his running back deal. He out there coaching college kids. He never finished his. I better pay attention, man. Lance Dunbar, I go down, list goes down, on and on and on.
So we all agree, because we about to wrap this up. We all agree that Jerry Jones just don't pay people.
Nope, not real. Nope. Hey,
y'all gotta realize what Rob's saying. Y'all gotta catch the ball. He's saying not real. Just pay attention why he's saying not really. Because people like, man, whatever. He just gave Dak all this money. Go look at the contract and how it's broken down.
Right. But if they do look at it, they won't even understand what they read it. I read contracts. I know what the language says and how it works. It's not even like the CBA when you get members, $18,000 a year for union. The union says, "Oh, go get educate yourself." To who? Y'all wrote this shit. Part of my state. Like, come on, educate me on this. I'm paying you $18,000. Let's pay the lawyer $18,000, and he tell you like, "This is what I think," but go find out somebody else if it's good or not. That's what I keep saying. This doesn't work like that. Only in sports.
Yep. Only in sports. The world? They're cutthroat. This is what we sign up. They say this is what we sign up for. Yeah, you sign up for it. Don't mean you gotta be a damn dummy. Educate yourself, man. Right. But you can learn a playbook and you can decipher schemes and in less than 3 seconds can know what somebody's stunned at and how to bump somebody off and how to change a route on the fly. Do the same thing when it comes to your money, man. Learn how to negotiate a contract legitimately. Just don't look at the total dollar amount. Get that right now money and make sure that joint ain't over 4 years. If a contract over 4 years.
Before you get up, I'm about to post y'all Kirk Cousins to your face. I'm about to post Kirk Cousins' salary right now so y'all can get sick because he ain't even done yet. Kirk like in year 7. Kirk will end up making like $260 million in the NFL.
How much?
He gonna make all of y'all look like what the.
Kirk getting that bread. Remember, Kirk got franchised twice by the Redskins. Everybody say he was dumb and they don't trust him. They don't trust him. Look at Kirk. He ain't getting no long-term deal. I wouldn't pay him either. Well, I told you, Kirk gonna get his money. Dak gonna do the same thing. The Cowboys didn't give him the regular franchise, which would have paid him 26.8. They gave him the exclusive deal, which bumped it up to at least 31, 32, possibly 33 million. That says a lot to me because they could have just gave him the regular, but they gave him the exclusive. You think Dak ain't gonna win in the end? Somebody said, "What if he get hurt?" Okay, he get hurt. He's still 28. Somebody will give him that bad.
I posted Kurt's information on that post before this video. 31 years old. He's only 31. Average quarterback getting up to 37, 38 now. He right now, if he gets to the next 2 years, he's looking at 196 million.
Oh my
God.
Oh my God.
That's all real money.
Oh my God.
This year is 40 million. He already had 100 cash, real cash in 8 seasons. So everybody talking about them big time deals, like 33 years average. Nah. Kirk Cousins up there already running up there against Matt Ryan, running up there against dudes that they said is the greatest ever.
Kirk got 40 million.
And then guess who else? And then he'll get to that 35 and 22. He's not that bad. They can ask him to take a pay cut, but the 35 million is average for a quarterback now in 2 years from now. That's
$96 million. And then guess who on that? Patrick Mahomes. Who to me should have kept his mouth shut because he talking about, no, I ain't gonna break the bank and not have my contract so big the dudes can't side. Man, listen.
You know what his agent is?
Who?
You know what his agent is? Lee Stafford. Man, they get to the point where he's in the league by not basically buttering up people to do things best for the team and look a certain way. That's why I said before about some of these guys that keep signing with these agents You'll know who they are when they sign these 5-6 year deals. You know exactly who about to get taken to the bank.
Yep. Why would you sign anything over 3 and 4? I would sign 3.
That's it.
3, 3, 3, 3. Especially if I'm a quarterback. 3, 3, 3, 3. But if I'm a skilled dude, definitely 3, 3, 2, 3. Like, no.
Right. They're going to exactly
because they're gonna cut you in the 4th year. So if you sign for a 6, your 4th year they cutting you by like Lante Freeman.
Like the 3rd round pick in the Jet, they cut him in week 4.
Why you out here trying to help they cap? They help your ass by cutting you.
Right. and then your health insurance is gone. Like, well, my knee hurts now. Like, well, you should have thought about that if we pay the 8 in 4 years. Something happened in 1. But when you get said, go educate yourself. Where they do that? NCAA? No. So, like I said, man, it's just some real stuff.
But that's it, man. That's all we're gonna cover for today, man. We gave the people great information. I know with the coronavirus, a lot of sports shutting down, but we still got plenty to talk about. And hey, if y'all follow me on Facebook, definitely gonna be active, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm gonna try to do another live show again. So y'all stay tuned for that alert, man. Appreciate Darian and man Robert T. Green for sticking around. Had JaVale, he called in, Bean called in, and that was it. Oh, and Terry called in. But hey, man, appreciate everybody in the streams on Facebook and YouTube and also Twitter. It's the Ball Hawk Show. Last thoughts from my 2 analysts that stuck around to the end.
If you haven't, check out that J Electronica, bro.
Yeah, I like that Jay-Z. I like that collaborative album that he surprised us. Shout out to Josh Norman too. He with the Buffalo Bills.
Y'all hashtag sports is not a game, sports is all business. Times like this, CBAs, contract negotiations, I said at the end of the day, for the young people out there, the parents are putting all this money towards your kids, hopefully one day getting an opportunity, whether it be in college or pros. It's not the time to wait till you get there and try to figure it out. There's a whole lot of stuff to go into this. A whole lot of people waiting to take advantage of what you don't know. So at the end of the day, if I say this to you now and you don't take advantage of it, you got nobody to blame but yourself. So trust the facts, not the process.
There you go. Trust the facts, not the process. Robert T. Green, man. Definitely check him out, man. The players rep, yo. And go Packers in this sense. Cause
go Pack, go.
Hey, tell him again how to reach you, dog. Oh, he left? Rob left, man. But look, man, that's it for today. I know I ain't done a live show in a minute. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it, man. Hopefully y'all got some helpful information. I don't like to spread fake narratives. We try to debunk fake narratives. That's always my goal. If I feel like a narrative is fake and not fair to a player, you will see me attack it and try to provide that truth to it, that true light, because everything that we say daily about an athlete, whether it's in a barbershop, social media, whatever, especially if you put it on social media, man, it grows legs and it can hurt the revenue that player could generate if it's fake, because it will be used against them in the court of negotiating courtroom law, whatever that is. But gotta go. It's the Ball Hawk Show. Good is the enemy of great. Be great in everything that you do. Make sure you go to Amahawkins.com for all I do in the media, whether it's podcasts, whether it's TV work, whether it's YouTube videos. Just go to Amahawkins.com. Subscribe the Ball Hawk Show on YouTube. Subscribe on Anchor and Spotify, the Ball Hawk Show podcast, and also Apple Podcasts and various platforms. So that's it, man. I'm done talking. Peace.
Thank you for using.
All right, yo. We out.
Goodbye.
YouTube, Facebook. We out of here. All right.